Welcome back to Targeting Terror. I'm David James Elliott. Terror works as a psychological weapon because it can strike anywhere, right where we live, and especially where we work. In 1992 and 96, Irish terrorists struck the heart of London's financial district. And in 1998, terrorists attacked the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. If places of work continue to be targets, it's a good thing that someone is building furniture that can take the hit and keep on standing. Imagine if the average office desk could withstand this. 4 tons of concrete head-on. In a natural disaster or terrorist attack, it could mean the difference between life and death.
We interview people that have gone through car bombings and they've gone through ceiling collapses. We incorporate that feedback into our designs.
Hi, Jordy.
Ron Quigley is the president of Gunnar Office Furnishings in Calgary, Alberta. His motivation goes beyond business.
So what's this?
A very close personal friend was killed on one of the planes that flew into the Pentagon. That has a very personal, emotional attachment to me to want to have this product developed.
Life-saving office furniture actually starts out like any other piece of furniture. It's the way these pieces work together that make it different. After the fiberboard is cut to size and laminated, this machine, called a shaper, uses computer program cuts to make room for the aluminum legs that support the desk. The desk's edges are then made smooth. In an explosion, sharp edges present a safety threat. Then double the amount of aluminum is used to strengthen the legs.
It's very important that we create a crumple zone. If we were to use a solid aluminum tube, we could have a risk of it falling off to the side. Whereas with a dual interlocking aluminum design, we can actually have it act as a scissor lift to cushion the dropping of components.
Next, the desk is sprayed with a coarse protective coating. This coating helps bond the entire desk. Everything from the screws that are used to fasten on the legs to the fiberboard itself. Without this coating, these components would likely end up becoming dangerous projectiles in an explosion.
It's crucial that not only is the person sitting at this module have maximum protection, but also their colleagues that are 2, 3, 4 offices down.
What really separates this desk from anything else on the market is the protective pod built into the structure. Made from steel, it's meant to shield the desk user from the building collapse that can follow a bombing. It can also protect the occupant from subsequent explosions and act as a survival hut of sorts until help arrives. Gunnar's desks have been through some impressive strength tests. Here, their desk was compared to a regular office desk. Placed side by side on a bed of concrete, the 2 desks were hit with a blast, the equivalent of 4 suitcase bombs.
The regular desk, it had a lot more surface area, so think of it as a big sail, and you have a blast wave coming, so really sharp wind, let's say. It's going to catch that sail. It pushed the top cabinets off the desk because they weren't attached, so they fell down and fell apart. The main front of the desk is a huge sail. It caught a lot of the pressure, and once it got knocked over, it literally looked like a house of cards. You take out the bottom card and everything comes down.
While the regular desk falls apart, the Gunnar desk is still standing, and so is the safety pod. Now watch what happens when 800 pounds of rubble is dropped on that regular desk. It's destroyed. Now the same test with Gunnar's desk. There is no structural damage. Ron Quigley recalls the reaction his furniture got from the crew that carried out the testing.
We're getting quite a bit of disbelief at this point in time, and so they're looking for heavier items to start throwing at this now. So they came up with I think this was about a 4,500 pound truck, 5,000 pound truck. And
you can see the survival void there. I mean, the structure, everything below the work surface is totally maintained.
Even though the truck's entire frame was bent around the desk, the pod remained intact. Gunners' punishing tests have caught the attention of the U.S. government. The desks have been installed at the U.S. Embassy site in Baghdad. But Ron Quigley says keeping a building safe from terrorist blast takes more than just strong office furniture. First, you need concrete barriers outside to block vehicles that may carry explosives. Next, the building itself should have a blast-resistant facade. Quigley believes his desk offers the next layer of protection.
Every time you increase the redundant layers of protection, you're greatly enhancing the chance of survivability in the case of a terror attack.
But the price tag for this kind of protection isn't cheap. A complete gunner unit can run from $12,000 to $15,000, depending on where it's installed. But Ron Quigley hopes to see that price come down as more people realize the benefits of his product.
It is part of the war on terror, and anything that we can do to help address that. If we can do our little bit, we're very, very pleased to at least do that.
We've seen terror in many guises, as a disease, as an ideology, as the threat of random murder. Whatever shape it takes, our response has to be smarter, more innovative, more able to adapt to the constantly changing technology. In the meantime, science struggles to keep our cities safe and maintain the delicate balance between freedom and security. I'm David James Elliott.